We are starting at 6:07 p.m. and we will have our roll call city clerk.
Vice Mayor Shell,
Present.
Commissioner McCutcheon,
Present.
Mayor Varian,
Present.
Commissioner Williams,
Here.
Commissioner Watts.
Here. And at this time, we're going to have our invocation by Commissioner Williams. And following the invocation, we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Father, we thank you for this time that you have allowed us to convene to discuss the business of the city. We thank you for your blessings that we experience every single day of our lives. We pray for peace, we pray for clarity, and we pray for your direction. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to thank Commissioner Williams for that invitation. And then we're going to move on to any additions and or deletions.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to have item L1 under new business deleted.
Will there be any other item? If not, I'll entertain a motion to remove item L1, health insurance premiums, from the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a proper second to remove item L1 from the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None. Motion carries. All right. Moving on to item E, which is the public forum. Each person addressing the commission shall sign in with the city clerk no later than 6:05 p.m. Person shall step up to the microphone, shall give his or her name and address in an audible tone of voice for the record, and unless further time is granted by the commission, shall limit their address to 3 minutes. All remarks shall be to the commission as a body and not to any single member. No person other than the member of the commission have the floor shall be permitted to enter into any discussion either directly or through the members of the commission. City Clerk, who do we have?
Joe Shim,
Good evening.
Good evening. So I'm Joe Shim, and I live at 1126 Melton Avenue, Lakeland, Florida, 33803. And this is not my first time to Fort Meade. I visited your beautiful library once before. But happy to be here again. I came straight from the delegation, the Polk County delegation in Bartow, so it was easy to get over here this evening. So, I'm here from Joe Shim. I'm here from the League of Women Voters, and thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. So, I'm wondering if anybody knows the significance of these two numbers, 15.29% and 11.34%. Anybody? Okay, these are the percentages that represent the turnout for the 2023 November municipal elections and the December runoff in Polk County. And yes, they are very low. This is the same trend in many other areas of Florida and other states, especially when the elections are run in years when there's no presidential or midterm elections. Nationwide, many people do not realize how much impact officials elected in local municipal elections have on so many aspects of their daily lives, including decisions made around housing, utilities, road repairs, and policing. Working with other nonpartisan organizations, we have set a goal towards raising the participation rate by 2%, just over 2,000 voters, this November for municipal elections in Winter Haven, Fort Meade, Auburndale, and Lakeland. Data from our local issues survey that we've been taking round to many areas of Polk show that currently voters are most concerned about the following issues: safe schools, gun violence prevention, access to affordable housing, access to healthcare, quality teachers and education. But we realize that may change as we do more surveys. We are now developing a campaign called Vote Local on November the 4th, and we are working on materials to increase awareness of local elections, stickers, postcards, etc. The plan is for a social media campaign and for each organization in the collaboration to talk to voters at voter registration events, farmers markets, football games, neighborhood association meetings, and especially in the cities where the elections are taking place. We think that with a lot of hard work and a lot of help and some funding, we can help the residents of Polk County see that voting locally is just as important as voting in state and federal elections, and that in fact, their votes very often may have more importance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next.
Rachel with no last name. Rachel.
Good
evening.
Good evening. My name is Rachel Bailey with Hammock Lake Mobile Home Park, and I am here about the tax for the multiple and single family. Do we have anything for senior families?
I'm not sure what you're.
Well, because I'm asking about the letter that I received from the city of Fort Meade, because it says single family residents 268, multiple family 202. But I do not see anything for seniors or veterans or etc.
That is based on our land development code. Those are designations for the type of structure built.
Okay.
So that's how that come about.
But it doesn't say anything about a mobile home.
I don't know how
It
we
says
base
single
home.
family resident and
Can
multiple
anyone answer
family
that question
resident.
about mobile homes? I don't think they have, I don't think they're taxed, but I'm not sure. I don't see it.
No one here, Ms. Bailey. If I could have someone contact you and get you details on that program.
I would appreciate it. Also, it has on here 79 units. There is not 79 units there. So I just wanted to clearly state it for the record that there is not 79 units, and bring this to y'all's attention. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so if no one else is on the list to speak, we'll move on. We'll close the public forum and move on to item F, which there are no proclamations, correct? Presentations, awards. We'll move on to item G, consent agenda, nothing. H, resolutions. H1.
Resolution number 2025-84, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Fort Meade, Florida, to adopt and allocate funds for an outdoor fitness court as part of the 2025 National Fitness Campaign, providing for implementation, providing for an effective date.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Staff is recommending the adoption of a resolution for the City of Fort Meade to participate in the 2025 National Fitness Campaign by funding and installing an outdoor fitness court. The fitness court is a free, open-air wellness space designated for all ages and fitness levels, supporting the city's goals of promoting public health and expanding recreational amenities. We applied for and received a $50,000 National Fitness Court grant. To move forward, the city must provide a $50,000 local match and confirm local funding by November 12, 2025. Additional $155,000 from the CDBG-CV funds will help fully cover the project's $255,000 budget, and we will also seek community sponsorships to enhance the installation and programming. Pending approval, installation is planned for February through March 2026, weather permitting. Tonight, we're asking for your approval to accept the $50,000 National Fitness Court grant, allocate the $50,000 local match from the fiscal year 25 funds, and commit to implementing the fitness court project. The attachments will include the resolution, the grant award letter, and preliminary site conception. Any questions?
Yes, forgive me for my elementary question. Can you explain what a fitness court is, or what that entails, or what?
A fitness court is a space on a park, a place of where the community comes to do a circuit training, and so there'll be some explanations for what exercises can be done utilizing the equipment. So this is a very, very needed opportunity for our citizens to congregate and to get help.
Is it like an outdoor, y'all forgive me, is it like an outdoor gym? Is it like a concrete pad with, yes?
All of the above. So there's a concrete pad, and then there is a outdoor gym on that space. So it's really cool. I've got videos. If anyone would like to view those, I can share those with you with a link.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about the fact that we received it. However, at this time, I'm not sure I want to commit to allocating before we get into budget. So if we vote in favor, are we committing to allocating $50,000 at this moment?
We actually received a letter today from Florida Commerce that will possibly cover the cost. That information just came to me before this meeting. I just went upstairs to print that out, and I'd like to provide that to the commission after I didn't even get a chance to make photocopies.
Yeah, and that's good information, but yes, to answer your question. If you adopt this resolution, you'd be committing the $50,000 necessary to carry forth this project. What the assistant is telling you now is, hey, earlier today we got some information from Florida Commerce that will help alleviate the need for, or dispense the need of actually using the $50,000.
Okay. And that's a pretty solid.
90%.
Because that's my only concern is I know some other things that, you know, we may want to consider, that at least I would like to consider. But if that is a solid lead, then I'm okay with moving forward.
Well, I just would like to clarify that solid is not 100%.
Correct.
So when you make your decision, your vote, it has to be made based on the fact that no, she believes that it's a pretty good chance that it is going to come through, but that is not to say that that is 100%.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
I'd like further understanding.
Go ahead.
Now, you got further information upstairs, or we've got today that we may not need to come up with matching, or is that correct?
That's correct, that there is grant funding available that we've requested to use for the project.
Okay, now, if we pass the resolution tonight, and we can't find budget, we just got a problem.
No, we could actually bring this back before the commission.
Yes, because if I'm reading this correctly, it says the funding confirmation deadline is November 12th.
You're correct.
Okay.
we have a few meetings before that deadline.
I definitely would prefer that we, embark on our workshops prior to committing to that. But I'm all for it. But we have something similar to this at the high school. Okay, behind the softball area, they got one large slab, and then the different fitness machines and stations on the area. But usually it's designed to where it's a trail or something. So one station will be here, then you'll jog or walk to another location, and then you'll do what that exercise suggests, and then so on and so forth.
Oh, amazing. And that's open to the public?
Yes.
Awesome. As you can see, I haven't been, so I missed it. So, all right, perfect. Thank you.
I do think it would be an asset to the city of Fort Meade, being that we are limited right now. We don't have an outdoor space, a dedicated space for citizens to get out and to exercise and to take advantage of the beautiful scenery that we do have throughout our city. So I think something like this would be an asset. And it's the city pouring back into the community. And it also adds value. And it shows the residents that we are vested in them, and we are doing what it takes to make their lives better, healthier, way of living. So that's my opinion. I think it would be wonderful.
Something like this could be put at Peace River Park. That little dirt trail that they got.
Yeah, possibly.
Yes, sir.
No, years ago, back when we first developed the Peace River Recreational Park, it was sometime after we opened it, we did have the same type of thing out there.
That is
The
true.
trail, different workout stations. And it went good for a while. Do you have an idea where to locate this?
A proposed location is Patterson Park.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering, does anybody use the pickleball court anymore?
At the high school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, that's good, because I don't do that, I don't do it myself, so I'm glad somebody's using it.
This at the high school?
Yeah,
But again, behind the tennis court.
Yeah.
thank you.
Anyone from the public care to come on?
I just, Candace Slot, 324 South Blossom. I was gonna check with Ms. Wheeler, I may be incorrect, but I'm thinking that it's the slabs like they have in Groveland and St. Louis, where it's per the trail, what you were thinking, where you go and you do a little sit. This is like, it is a huge slab that everything's all together, and it's used, I know in St. Louis, when we went to the one there, it's considered public art, because the back part of it is all done by local artists and things, but it's not like a circuit like at Peace River Park where you do your push-ups here and then walk a while. It's one huge thing with different sections, and it's compatible with an app on your phone and how intensive you want your workout to be per section, and you can do different things on the equipment that's in that thing. And because I think there might have been a little confusion as to the thing that was at Peace River versus what this is.
No, they have one of these behind the softball field at the high school.
Okay, but I was just referring to the one at Peace River, that he was talking about a circuit, where this was actually, it's art that they use and then have all of that.
Thank you.
I also just want to voice support of it. I know we don't have a gym here in the city, and I think something like this would be great. And I hear your concern about budget. I think something like this would enhance our city and public access to workout equipment.
I agree. What is the will of the commission?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the acceptance of the $50,000 NFC grant, allocation of the city's matching funds, and commitment to implementing the fitness court in 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a proper second to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, like sign? Aye. Motion carries 4-1. All right, moving on to item H2.
Resolution number 2025-86, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Fort Meade, Florida, approving and authorizing the execution of interlocal agreement with Polk County, Florida, for the collection of county impact fees within the city limits, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Mayor and Commissioners, this agenda item is a request for the Commission to approve an interlocal agreement between the City of Fort Meade and Polk County regarding the collection and coordination of county impact fees for new development within our city limits. Polk County has assessed impact fees since 1989 to fund infrastructure and services such as transportation, schools, emergency management, and corrections. The law encourages cooperation between counties and municipalities to avoid duplicating impact fees, particularly for transportation-related improvements. This agreement outlines the roles and responsibilities of both the city and county in collecting and managing these fees for projects that occur within Fort Meade beginning October 1, 2025. Key provisions are fee collection. The city will collect Polk County's impact fees, including transportation, EMS, jail corrections, and school fees, when a building permit is issued. If no permit is required, fees must be paid for final inspection. Funds will be remitted to the county monthly and held in a separate account until transferred. Polk County will notify us of any fee changes, provide at least 90 days notice for increases, and send regular reports on how collected fees are utilized. To avoid double charging, both the city and county will only assess transportation impact fees for their respective road networks. Fees must be based on sound legal and financial studies. The city is allowed to maintain a portion of the fees to cover actual administrative expenses related to processing and reporting. The agreement will run for 3 years initially with automatic annual renewals unless terminated with 60 days notice. Both parties will have access to each other's records to ensure transparency and compliance. Each party remains its sovereign immunity, and any legal disputes will be resolved under Florida law in Polk County courts. Amendments must be in writing and mutually approved. There is no direct impact on the city budget. The agreement allows us to recover administrative costs while ensuring the growth-related infrastructure are properly funded. I recommend the approval of the interlocal agreement with Polk County, and this agreement provides a clear, coordinated approach to collecting impact fees that support our city's long-term planning and development goals. Happy to answer questions.
Are there any questions? I'm done. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve the interlocal agreement with Polk County for the coordinated collection of impact fees within the city of Fort Meade.
Second.
We have a motion and a proper second to approve the staff recommendation. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries. Moving on to H3.
Resolution number 2025-87, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Fort Meade, Florida, authorizing the interim city manager to accept the donation of property located at 231, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, Tecumseh Avenue, North Florida, Fort Meade, Florida, authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary documents in a form acceptable to the city attorney and providing for an effective date.
Yes, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the commission, everyone here. The Vice Mayor and I met back on July 29th and regarding a potential donation at property located at 231 Tecumseh Avenue. And he asked or requested that this item be placed on the agenda for council consideration. City staff has evaluated this particular parcel. We find that it might be of value strategically for the city, and we would like for you to adopt the resolution and in its current form. And I'm sure the Vice Mayor has something to add to this.
Yes, the Gabriel estate, Joan Gabriel, I went to school with her. She called me, and they have a building with 2 barns on it that joins the water tank area on Tecumseh. And she wanted to know what the city wanted. And I said, well, I'd have to talk to the city's manager and the rest of the commissioners, but anything's free, you know, that's a pretty good deal. And so anyway, the city manager and I went and looked at it, and he took the ball from there because, you know, he had to study it and see what they could do with it. I know the fence stops where the water plant is, and her barn is up next against it. There's no fence there. So, I mean, it'd be good for the city, I think. So that's how this come about. And actually, the Gable Estate's the one that's gonna donate it if we decide to accept it.
Anything further? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioner Scott, I appreciate you putting this together and working with the city manager to get it done. I move that we accept the donation from the Gabriel Estate.
Second.
We have a motion and a proper second to accept the parcel donated by the Gable family. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries. Moving on to H04.
Resolution 2025-88, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Fort Meade, Florida, authorizing the execution of AIA A141 PDB-2024 Design Build Project Agreement between the City of Fort Meade and Vodum Construction LLC for the design and construction of the multi-purpose community center building in accordance with the RFQ 2025-4, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Staff is recommending approval of the resolution to authorize the execution of said contract number design build project agreement with Bowden Construction LLC for the design and construction of the city's new multi-purpose community center. The project was initiated to meet the community's growing need for expanded recreational, educational, and cultural services, as well as broadband needs. And through the RFQ 2025-04, the city conducted a competitive selection process in line with our procurement procedures. Vodum Construction LLC was ranked the most qualified bidder on their experience, expertise, and proposed approach. The agreement before you is the industry standard AIA form, which clearly defines responsibilities, deliverables, and performance expectations for both the city and the contractor. Approval will allow the project to move into design and then construction, creating the central hub for the community's activities and events. There's no additional budget impact. Funding has already been allocated in the approved CDBG-CV grant budget. Tonight, we ask that you approve the resolution and adopt the agreement with Bolton Construction Company LLC in accordance with the RFQ.
Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, what I wanted to ask you was what I've been asked. This building, is it the same as, essentially the same as the community center that we had, but just with increased services? If you, just like in layman's term, what?
It's the library.
Okay.
There's be a lot of things developed into it, proposed to be in that area. Including the library, including one of them, and those educational rooms and things of that nature, in the original footprint.
Got it.
Commissioner Williams, if I may speak.
You may.
There's also gonna be a hurricane center there for the seniors. And I think that's something we've been needing in this town a long time, is a hurricane. I can remember back when I was doing the same thing he's doing. I used to sit at the school and people, seniors would come and sit at the school and the schools quit letting us do that. So if anybody wants to go now to, during a hurricane, has to go to Marco. And, so anyway, I think it would be a great deal. You know, plus it's not costing us nothing, so.
That's it, Mayor.
Yes.
Discussion? I'd like to make a motion. A1A, A141 PDB -2024 design build approved design build project agreement between the city of Fort Meade and the Advertum Construction LLC for design and construction of the multipurpose community center building in accordance with RFQ 2025-04.
Second.
So we have a motion and a proper second to approve, staff recommendation as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. City Attorney, Mr. Brown, I'll get it in a minute. Don't we have a completion date of December 26th on this?
Well, I don't have the schedule for me. I'd have to ask Amy, does she know the estimated completion date for the design of the facility?
It's June 30, and we requested an extension today, to September 30.
Thank you.
2026.
26.
It's coming the next September, a year from next month.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I didn't say motion. Yeah, so motion did carry, correct? Yeah. We're moving on to public hearings, item I-01.
Resolution number 2025-89, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Fort Meade, Florida, relating to the provision of stormwater services, imposing increased stormwater service assessments and stormwater fees against certain real property within the City of Fort Meade for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025, approving the stormwater roll for the stormwater service assessments and the stormwater fees, confirming the initial stormwater resolution, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. And I believe the publication for this resolution went out on July 16th.
All right, so is there anyone from the public that wish to speak on resolution R 2025-89? The final resolution for stormwater assessments. If not,
Quick question?
yes, sir.
Since I'm looking at this, 2025-89 over in the resolution, 2025-70.
Yes, that was when it came before you.
Oh, okay, the first edition, okay. Thank you.
All right. I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution R 2025-89, final storm water assessment.
Second. We have a motion and a proper second to approve resolution R 2025-89 on its final resolution for stormwater assessments. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? Motion carries. I-02.
Resolution number 2025-90, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Fort Meade, Florida, imposing fire rescue service assessments against certain real property within the City of Fort Meade for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025, approving the fire rescue assessment roll for fire rescue service, confirming the initial fire protection assessment resolution, providing for severability, providing for an effective date, and it was also last published on July 16th.
At this time, I'll open up for public hearing. We want to hear from anybody who care to speak on Resolution 2025-90. Come to the podium.
Candace Lot, 324 South Bloxham. I spoke with Chief Sahara, or we had discussed there are a few discrepancies in the tax roll for a couple of people, and I just want to make sure that if it's approved tonight, that those few that still come in can get their property adjusted, because I know they're being assessed for 2, and there should have only been 1, and I was just wanting to make sure that if this goes through, they still have the option to come in and get that adjusted before it's billed to the Nelson.
Staff is aware, and we are working on that.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who care to speak on this item? If none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, a motion to approve Resolution R 2025-90, final resolution of fire protection assessment.
Second.
We have a motion and a proper second to approve Resolution R 2025-90 on its final resolution for fire protection assessments. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries. Moving on to item 03. The second and final reading for the ordinance 2025-11.
An ordinance of the city of Fort Meade, Florida, amending the future land use map of the city of Fort Meade, Florida, specifically amending one parcel of land located south of East Broadway Street and west of Washington Avenue South, comprising approximately of 3.2 acres plus or minus, parcel identification number 25-31-26-435-000-001010, from the future land use of commercial to public facilities, providing for severability, providing for conflict, and providing for an effective date.
All right. Anyone from the public that care to speak on the second and final reading for ordinance 2025-11? If none, I'll go ahead and close public hearing on that and entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move we accept ordinance 2025-11.
Second.
We have a motion and a proper second to approve on its second and final reading, ordinance 2025-11. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries. Moving on to item 04, second and final reading for ordinance 2025-12.
An ordinance of the city of Fort Meade, Florida, amending the official zoning map of the city of Fort Meade, Florida, specifically amending one parcel of land located south of East Broadway and west of Washington Avenue South, comprising approximately 3.2 acres plus or minus, parcel identification number 25-31-26-435-000-001010, from the zoning of planned unit development to public buildings, PB, providing for severability, providing for conflict, and providing for an effective date.
And for the record, this is the property in which the multi-use facility will be built on. Anyone from the public care to speak on this item? If none, we'll close that and entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adopt ordinance 2025-12 on its second and final reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the ordinance 2025-12 on its second and final reading. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries. Moving on to item 05.
2025-13, an ordinance of the city of Fort Meade, Florida, amending the future land use map of the city of Fort Meade, Florida, specifically amending 3 parcels of land comprising of plus or minus 23.05 acres of property located north of 9th Street Northeast and north of the intersections of Polk Avenue North and 9th Street Northeast and Church Avenue North and 9th Street Northeast. Parcel identifications 253-123-434-4210-037020. Parcel identification number 253-123-434-210-042030, and parcel identification number 253-123-434-210-039020 from future land use of unassigned to Fort Meade, single-family residential, transmitting said amendment to Florida Commerce for finding of compliance, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
All right, at this time, if anyone cared to speak on this ordinance number 2025-13, please come to the podium. If there are none, we will close public forum on that and public hearing, and entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adopt ordinance 2025-13 on its second and final reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a proper second to adopt ordinance number 2025-13 on its second and final reading. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries. And then we will move on to item 06 on its second and final reading.
Ordinance number 2025-14, an ordinance of the City of Fort Meade, Florida, amending the official zoning map of the City of Fort Meade, Florida, specifically amending 3 properties located north of 9th Street Northeast and north of the intersections of Polk Avenue North and 9th Street Northeast and Church Avenue North and 9th Street Northeast, totaling approximately 23.05 acres, plus or minus parcel identification numbers 253-123-434-210-037020, parcel identification number 253-123-434-210-042030, and parcel identification number 253-123-434-210-039020 from the zoning of unassigned to single-family residential, which is code R-1B.
Okay, so we will open up this item to the public. If anyone would like to speak pertaining to this ordinance. Be it none, we will entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept 2025-14 on the second reading.
We have a proper motion.
Second.
And we have a proper second to accept approval of ordinance number 2025-14. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries. Moving on to item J. Say that again.
I think K, right?
K.
K's and Q.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't put that together. All right. Moving on to old business, item K. Discussion of matters held over from last meeting. There are none. Item L was removed from this agenda, and then we would go on to item M, which is the report of the mayor. Is that accurate? Did I miss something? These are only for signatures. These are only for signatures.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So, if I am correct, we're moving on to item M, report of the mayor, which I would like to speak on the city embarking on a celebratory gala for October 11th, celebrating 175 years of historic city of Fort Meade, making it the oldest establishment in Polk County. And so this gala is cocktail attire. There is and/or formal black tie event, and there is lots of fun in all the plannings. So plan to hear more about it. There has been a soft launch on social media, and plan to hear more about it in the future. All right. That also.
Mr. Mayor, do they have a venue for that yet?
Yes, the venue will be Scars Farm, located in Alters.
Thank you.
I can't remember my notes. So at this point, okay, report of the city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the commission, and everyone here present this evening. Howard Brown, City Manager. Just want to go over a couple of things. By now, you should have received a notice from our clerk saying that we're going to have a special meeting on Wednesday, August 20th. Okay. We have a number of business items, very important business items, that we would like to go over at that time, as well as I want to have a short conversation with you about the budget workshops. I know that you passed a resolution, well, I've been told that you passed a resolution several weeks ago, and you are wanting budget workshops on August 18th, August 19th, August 20th, August 21st, and August 22nd. Is that still what you are considering? I'd like for you to reconsider that if it's not consistent with your previous practice. Do you think that 5 budget workshops would be necessary, or could we have a discussion in light of change?
Last year we did it in 3.
Well, we've always scheduled 5 shops, if need be, if we had to be there.
I got it.
And then as we needed, we could.
I see. Okay.
I want to personally say, and I don't see why 5 days are necessary. Also 3 days, but I am of the thought, and we can discuss this in the future. I don't know the complete benefit of going line item by line item, how it serves us when I'm looking at a budget and we're talking about or needing to look at round numbers or a broader picture. So I want to say 5 days. I know that I can't commit to next week, and I didn't remember that was the what we decided. I thought it was 3 days. Am I incorrect?
It's the 18th or the 22nd.
Okay.
So what is it that you're proposing?
So, okay, so what I'm proposing is, I've met with staff and, we don't drive the train, we ride it, okay? And so, I'd like to do what you did last year. I don't want to make any major changes to what your previous practice was. I think it wouldn't be fair to you. I think there was some confusion about 18th through the 22nd. And I think, after consultation with the city clerk, she talked about a number of meetings that we've had for the month of August, like not just CRA board meetings, special meetings, regular meetings. And I want to make sure that we are engaged and that we are focused on the budget workshops. And I'm not here to change your practice, okay? I think right now we are somewhat delayed. When I say delayed, we have a financial consultant that was the former finance director who's helping guide us in this budget process. And we do not have a finance director in place. Last year you had one, previous years you had one. So I want to make sure that we get the information properly prepared to you. And after speaking with the city clerk, she's got some dates that I'm sure that we could talk about right now. And, you know, now this is what I don't like, okay? When people talk to me about stuff after the meeting, and then they act like they're in headlights, okay? I've spoken with staff about this, and, you know, I recommend that we do what you did last year, 3 days. And then we will,
Those dates are,
well,
do they consist of the four that was called 18, 19, 20, 22nd?
yes, yes, they do. And I think we should go with 18th, 19th, and 20th. And it's the beginning of the week. It's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and it'll give our staff time to come in, make their presentations, and go over the budget. I think that's how you do it, right? Yeah. And so I could be missing something. I'm sorry, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Oh, we have a new staff too. So, you know, our deputy city clerk is new. I don't think that she was with us last year, as well as Jennifer. No, she's been with the city for a while, but she's back now. Her first day was last Monday. So everybody's kind of wondering what the next steps are and that kind of thing. So I think the 18th, 19th, and 20th for the budget workshops, if there is need to have additional ones, we will notice the public properly and schedule with you guys appropriately.
So also in times past, the vendors came and presented as well.
The vendors? Okay, so, okay. All right, so when you say the vendors, you mean like our consultants that do?
Well, when anybody that we're in contract with,
Okay.
our trash Republic, they came and talked about their services and what's going up, what's decreased.
Even if you're outside of contract,
Yeah.
if I ask that question, even if you're outside, if you're within contract, they still come and present?
No, they do not.
So this is just for if we're coming up for a contract renewal?
Correct.
Oh, okay, so
It's
yeah.
my understanding
Oh, okay.
that some contracts are expired.
They are, and
So-
I think Republic is nearing one.
That was the first thing that came to my head, so they may not even be one.
That's okay, I'm just trying to understand what's happened here previously.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not here to insert myself in that manner because it's a budget workshop. And so your practice, you've had vendors that were renewing contracts. You know, we have hundreds of contracts at the city.
I'm not sure how they went about
Okay.
deciding which ones came,
Okay.
and maybe they just extended the invitation.
Okay.
But that was, we spoke of the consultant.
Well, you know, renewals, obviously, if there's a renewal of Republic's contract, you know, they should be here to,
Mhm.
you know, and, you know, it might not be during the budget workshop, but they will come for the city council. And I can see why, you know, you probably have merged it because it's always in September or August is when a lot of these changes occur. So
I don't remember the details around it. I
I
just
see.
remember that's how it took place.
Okay.
We
All
do
right.
have a lot of our tech are out of contract.
It's been expired for quite some time.
Correct. So
Yeah.
services are increasing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's necessary because when you hear the chatter about things going up and having to pay higher rates,
Yeah.
the commission is just looked at as if we just willy-nilly just want to raise rates. But when you have services that we utilize, that the citizens benefit from, they need to hear it come from them as this is the reason why these rates go up. And so, but that's just me. I know we need to also look at those contracts.
Yeah,
especially
and we will. There's a couple of things that we've been discussing with the financial consultant.
Mhm.
She won't be here for every one of the meetings, but she'll be here for the big meetings.
where she's
Okay?
able to be.
There are a couple of increases. You talked about one briefly. That's a solid waste increase with, I guess, Republic. You know, it's an automatic escalator in the contract that we have with them now. And I think there's another contract that does the same thing. So we'll be looking at revenue and all that, all this is good time. So if there's a contract that's expired, they will make their way to the, city commission for action, okay? And it might not be during those budget workshops, but it will be an appropriate time, as soon as we look at the renewal and see what they are.
There, prior to your time
Yes,
here, there should have been a RFP done regarding our internet, our service provider and all that prior to you leaving. That should have been compiled. I don't know where we are with that.
So there was an RFP put out for IT services?
It was supposed to be.
Okay. Well, we have a new deputy clerk.
Gotcha.
And, you know, I'm not saying that we can't do this because this is coming from the dais. But if you could give us some time to go research that, it should be resolution and we'll do it.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. And so.
No, it never came before us, but they were tasked with it. It was tasked to be done.
Okay.
A couple months ago.
Okay.
And that's part of the tech aspect of our.
Right, because right now, I think their contract is expired.
Correct.
I think their contract is expired.
And it has been for quite some time. So we've been doing something like a month-to-month type thing.
Well, I'll have to review the contract.
Did you have something?
I just wanted to ask you, Mr. Mayor, is there a realistic date to make a request of a list of expired vendors? There's been a lot of conversation around it, so does that take a couple of weeks? Does it take a month?
No, it doesn't take long at all, but here's what happens. Just ensuring that the information contained in the list is accurate. Like, for example, you know, the expiration dates, you know, those kinds of things. I know that I've seen an Excel spreadsheet with all the contracts in them, but some of no one's done looked at it with a straight face and said, okay, is this expired? Is it not? Because you might have something that says it's expired, but guess what? You renewed it.
Correct.
So we have to double check before we get the information out. Because if we give the information out and it's wrong, then, you know, you'd be like, why'd you do that?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you got that. So the budget workshops will be helpful because not only will we be talking about the increases on the revenue side with respect to the solid waste fee, we'll be talking about things related to the budget, period. And it was something else that I made a note, but I ended up accidentally deleting my notes for the night. So, and I know memory is just the worst way to try to keep things moving. But so yeah, so the budget workshops we will cut them down to 3, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If it's necessary, we need to move, we will schedule 2 more. But I think 3 would be sufficient.
So I did have a concern with our last day. I think it was set for the 30th.
Yes,
And
that's the other thing I was going to talk about. So what the mayor is talking about, there are 2 public budget hearing dates. Those dates can't coincide with the school board and the Board of County Commissioners. It gives our residents enough time to go down to these public meetings on the budget. So our financial consultant alerted us to that fact, so we made some changes. The 30th is really not the best date to do it, especially if you don't have agreement on the first public hearing. And obviously, there's too much at stake if we adopt the budget after September 30th because you have bonds and those kinds of things that will be affected by adopting the budget after October 1. We just simply would not allow that to happen, right? Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to, we did not publish those public hearing dates because the clerk is working on it, right? Okay, all right. All right. We're working on those dates because September 30th, it is a good date, but if you have disagreement, you're forced now.
Yeah. So is it possible we can move that up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So anything further from you?
Nothing I can think of right now.
All right.
Before you move on, I do got a quick question. So budget hearing is the week of, those dates are raining. Can you give them to me one more time? I know you said previously.
18th, 19th, and 20th.
And then there's a special meeting
On the-
also?
on the 20th.
On the 20th. Can you give me the times of those meetings, what they'll be, just so I can have them?
Yeah, 2 o'clock for the budget workshops. They're 2 o'clock every day. The special meeting will be at 6 p.m. in this room. All of this will occur in this room. And you know, it's, you don't have to attend the budget workshop unless you want to. You know, it's whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Is it, and question there, is there are we doing, any, I could say relate that question from me.
You sure?
I'm fine.
Okay. All right, so the 18th, 19th, and 20th start at 2 p.m. until the business is over that day, correct? What's the end date? What's the end time?
It's whatever it is. It starts at 2 o'clock and it can last until you guys say it's enough. You know, I like to put times on it, but I don't know what you've done in the past.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking for, because I'm gonna state it in my closing.
2 o'clock is the meeting.
2 p.m. until,
2 o'clock.
okay, 2 o'clock.
I like 2 to 5.
Okay, well, what is the will of the commission? Okay. Anybody else?
I agree with Commissioner McCutcheon. I think 2 to 5 or 2 to 6 is
Okay, we can entertain a motion.
All right. Mr. Mayor, I move that our budget hearings be set for August the 18th, 19th, and 20th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a proper second to set our budget workshops on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, starting at 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then we have a special meeting
On Wednesday, September, August 20th.
August 20th, started at 6 p.m. If no further discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? None, motion carries. All right. Moving on to report of the city attorney.
I don't have a report for this month. We're all good on legal matters.
All right. Future agenda items of commissioners, if any.
I don't have any.
Commissioner Scott?
I have a question
Go ahead.
for Mr. Brown. When Mr. Drongo was here, he was telling me that we had till January of next year to do a lot of things to put the data center in motion. Do you know anything about that?
You know, I have not been brought up to speed on the data center, other than I know we need to have discussions with Duke Energy. And there is a meeting that's been scheduled in a couple of weeks with staff and the consortium that advises us on electricity here in our Lakeland,
FMPA.
FMPA. Okay. And so we plan on having that meeting on or before August 26th. 26th. So I'll know something before August 26th.
Gotcha.
Or on that day or before.
Let me get one thing straight now. Our budget hearings are the 18th, 19th, and 20th, and we have a special meeting. So, on the 20th, so, okay, I got it.
That starts at 6.
Okay.
The special meeting starts at 6.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Yes, sir. Commissioner McCutcheon?
One of the things I would like, and I don't know, Mr. Brown, if you are, probably haven't had much of an opportunity to look into it, but we also brought in FUMPA, our utilities, and they presented us with some information regarding us being owners of the electric. So, and pretty much telling us we are pretty much giving away our electric because of how we're doing our rate. And so I think we were charged with creating a system over time to get our rate balanced to where at some point or another, I don't know the terminology, forgive me, getting the rate kind of balanced to where we are not seeing rates go up extremely high during certain times of the year, and then, yeah, the cost adjustment, the PCA. So I just want you, if possible, to follow up, perhaps with them or with staff, to see if there are any plans in the works for us to get that figured out, because it's necessary.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I may. I believe at the two city commission meetings back, and I know we've had a couple special ones, I believe Mr. Drumgo at the time stated that he was going to, maybe there was a motion, I think that was done to get it adjusted in October. So it's already, I think the foundation has been laid for it, so it's probably something that's gonna come up in his purview. I think he just felt it a little bit better. I think we ended up pushing it back. He was going to adjust it in August, and then we decided, well, we didn't decide it. He decided, and you all agreed that we would leave it for October, and that would give him time to catch up to speed on it.
Okay.
So reduce.
So the way it was basically is our power cost adjustment was reallocated, and it was done in a manner so it can kind of get us consistent with a couple other companies that are around us, and then to get us out of a hole of losing money from what we're paying. So the amount we're paying for power is less than the amount that we're charging the residents. However, the commission doesn't want them to have a spike increase as to where they incur this all like currently, like at one time. So the rate is gonna be adjusted, but it'll be something that they voted to have within the purview of the city manager. And so you would just look at it with all of the data that we have and kind of balance it out and make those adjustments as needed, and then let them know.
Yes, we want to say Amy, because Amy's showing me something here. And I'm like,
The monthly call for the PCA adjustment is tomorrow at noon.
Oh, okay.
He'll be abreast of it.
So now we'll know. I'll know what.
So
I'll
then
know
he'll
more.
be coming up to speed shortly.
All right.
Because
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that save. That's all I have.
Commissioner Watts.
Yeah, I got to think where I was now.
Sorry about that.
Go on somewhere, I'll come back.
Commissioner Williams.
Yes, city manager, I would like the sound, addressed in this chamber, and
you know, I want to apologize. I zoomed in on one of these YouTubes, and I thought this was rectified, and you know, this can be a real fix or a Band-Aid, okay? And you know, I'm gonna task the deputy clerk with it, but if this is not done by our next meeting, I'm gonna have to just get some quotes and get somebody in here to do it, okay?
so here's my ask, my request, is for a real fix. This conversation and these challenges with sound have gone on too long, and we don't need to delay it. We need to have a real fix with quotes.
I agree.
Whatever that looks like, we can do better than what we've had to deal with for too long. So what I'm asking is, rather than even a month buffer, is that if we can immediately start to identify how to fix the sound in this space.
Yeah, I made a note before this meeting started, and I will definitely follow up, and I'll email you guys once I get, I'll email you as soon as I get.
Okay. Go ahead.
We have tested the sound system multiple times, and we've actually had a couple of people come from different places to adjust and to figure out what the problem is. And so it was adjusted and fixed, and there was one meeting where there was no sound issues whatsoever, and then the next meeting, all of a sudden, there was issues, and city staff has touched this. So I don't know what's going on, but we have tried to address it. Me and Ms. Wheeler have tested this multiple times, had people come But we can, you know, try to get maybe a quote or something in regards, but we even talked about putting a case over these knobs, because I don't know what's going on, but it'll be good, and then we'll come back and it's not. So, I'm not sure what's going on, but we can definitely, you know, get some quotes or something and get it more addressed, but we have really been trying to work on this.
And I want to say thank you, and also know that even in voicing frustrations, I know it's not your fault, and this issue has predated you. I do believe, having worked in sound for a long time in the music, there may need to be some system overhauls, and that's why I'm asking for there to be a more aggressive approach with fixing the sound. Okay.
I'll handle it.
Thank you.
Anything else? Yeah, so thank you for saying that, because that was on my list to say as well. And also what Commissioner Scow brought up about updates on the progress with the data center and the planning around that. Also, there are a couple audits that are out or should have been shopped around audits. And so updates for future items, we want to receive those updates on those particular audits. And then the next thing is for the multi-purpose facility that is set to start construction on. We need to identify a rental schedule for that, as well as on the weekends. We know that currently in the community center that the city does own is housed by the Boys and Girls Club, but there has been an increase in requesting access to a building in the city of Fort Meade. And so I feel that we need to now take on some type of scheduling, and I'm suggesting the weekend for the community center, because it just stopped, and so I know they don't use it on the weekend. And we had a successful event there. Was it July? In July, yes. And so we need access, and then revisit a rental fee around that as well. That's the current Marcella A. Nelson Community Center.
The what, Marcella Community Center?
Nelson.
Nelson.
One additional thing, Mr. Mayor. No, you thought of your thing, so you go.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
No, because
Go ahead. I want you to say it. Say it, Mr. Watts.
Okay. Talk on the data center. I think one thing we need to have brought forward, because there are pros and cons to a data center. And the cons, pros need to be presented in an open session, transparency, and the public know that we are thinking about these cons, about the pros and the cons. Because there are some issues with it, and I don't want to go back into detail this time, but you can just Google pros and cons of data centers. This is very enlightening. I'm not saying one way or the other.
Gotcha.
But the public needs to know that we're looking at all aspects, not just trying to look for a grain cow.
Correct. But the public also needs to know that they have put a huge demand on this council to be able to get the amenities that they want and keep this place as a small town, as we all like this feel. So in doing so, moving forward, I'm all for transparency and have always been. But here's an opportunity that is unique and something that could really service our community well. So as we approach this, let's approach it open-minded and not put anything out there that would potentially warrant off anybody who would like to invest in our community. And no, I'm just asking that when we talk about these things, we be mindful of how we say things in the public as to not ward off potential investors in our community. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
And with that, Mr. Mayor, I'd like for us to visit or have a better understanding as investors and others come to our town, we do not have housing available. And I don't know what rules are on book regarding Airbnb or bed and breakfast or any other types of housing that don't exist currently in Fort Meade. And I don't know the why, but I would love to know more information. And if there is a reason that prevents Airbnbs, et cetera, vacate, I'd like to understand if that could be brought to the commission.
Yeah, well, that's a very difficult subject because short-term rentals, you're preempted from regulated short-term rentals now. That's what an Airbnb is. It's regulated by state law now, unless you had an ordinance on the books before they adopted this. So municipal governments are most preempted from trying to regulate it.
Understand?
We'll check on that. But if you talk about housing, residential housing, I think there's a need for it.
So question for you, can you clarify it more? Are you saying that the council cannot restrict Airbnb?
You know, I don't remember the exact language in the statute, but I can get with the attorney. She can kind of talk about it. This is a statewide issue. It's not just.
Okay.
So let me get some more information on it for you.
Okay. Thank you.
I have looked into it before, but for other purposes, so I'll let you know.
And this is a great time to be having that discussion as we have Central Florida Regional Planning looking into bringing an overhaul to our land and development codes as well as our CRO codes. So as we're building that out, we need to take all this into consideration as well. Anything further? All right, so if nothing further, keep losing my place here. For the good of the order, if there be anything, any feel goods?
Well, I got something.
Let's talk.
You know, I've been here a couple of weeks. I started on Monday, and I really appreciate everything the mayor, vice mayor, council members have done. You know, I have been able to get to know some of your staff. I think they are really incredible individuals. I don't say much about what they're doing, but they're doing a good job on par. I mean, when I tell you that you're not doing worse than anybody else, you know, you're doing good based on the number of people you have working here. You have 62 employees. You have about, I think, 8 or 9 vacancies right now. And you have some new people. You got some old people. You got a good mix of employees. So if I can see things really ramping up, you know, once they get settled in, you'll start seeing some things move in a really positive direction. So, yeah, just want you to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, as you and I spoke, my main focus is to make sure nothing falls through the cracks.
I know.
That's it. All right. If there is no other items in queue,
Sorry, I do have one. For the good of the order, we've all been on vacation somewhat, meaning the city, people traveling during the summertime. But next month, the plaza kicks off events that are all community-based. So if you are not a friend of the plaza on Facebook, please follow and join in as several activities are happening between September and the end of the year. Please check us out.
And there's a sizzling barbecue on September 6th. All right. Did you say something? You sure? All right. With that being said, our next meetings are August 18th, 19th, and 20th. 2 p.m. start time, 5 p.m. end time. Special meeting, August 20th, 6 p.m. Okay, and then our next regularly scheduled meeting would be September 9th, starting at 6 p.m. If nothing further, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Consider yourselves dismissed. Thank you guys for coming. It's good to see this size crowd participating.